Hi, welcome. This is the CaddyInfo Cadillac chat. We do these on Thursday nights, whether anyone is on or not. But tonight we have Vinny from Cadillac Country Club and everywhere else.
How you doing?
Excellent. And what part of the country are you in tonight, Vinny? You're in Arizona?
We are in sunny but cloudy, 120 degrees, Arizona.
Sunny but cloudy. Yeah, I would just say we were starting late tonight because our air conditioning repair person, who turned out to be an air conditioning maintenance person, showed up right when it was time to start. And air conditioning takes priority over everything else in our lives here. And Vinny was sharing with me that no, it's cool here in Texas compared with where he is.
Yeah, it's been hot here. We actually got up to 118, I think, 2 days ago. So
Wow. And what do you do then? Just stay indoors?
stay indoors, and if your air condition breaks, you go to Walmart and walk around.
Now, did you find your SRX yet?
No, no, one just went up locally 2 days ago, actually, but it has 265,000 miles, and it's the V6. So we're just gonna pass on that one. Uh, I did go to an auction down in Tucson last Saturday. Last Friday, I went and looked at the cars, and I looked at a 2001 DHS that only had 80,000 miles on it. And I looked at it, and there was a mechanic there before me, and they actually let you get in and move the car and start it up and check everything out. And everything checked out except for the air conditioning. It just needed Freon.
Yeah,
So
that should be. Now, the DHS, for those of you playing at home, the DTS was the touring version and the DHS was the high luxury version. So that one should have like it had the padded seats, right? Like the
yeah,
layered
it had
seats.
it had everything in there. I was in there playing for about a half hour, and it was really really nice. It ended up selling for $1,850. My high bid was 1,800. So I figure
What year and how many miles on it?
2001, 83,000.
That seems like a great price for that.
Yeah, I figure it'll go to some car dealership and they'll sell it for 25. Yeah, I
Or
figure 18.
85.
Yeah, 18 was my number. I figure anything more than that, should be able to get one where I know the history of the car. So
Yeah.
why take a chance?
Yeah, that's right. At auctions, you don't know what you're
Right.
getting. You're just rolling the dice, right?
Yeah, I really went to check out what the auctions were, and I mean there was some really doozies down there. Like there was an '84 Escort. You know, they ended up selling for like 300, $400, I guess, to junkyards who can then sell the parts off them. Is what I think is the major business. But a lot of like pickup trucks that we used for like the uh, electric companies and stuff like that. There was like 10 of them there, and then just plain horrible, rat infested cars.
For
But
a few years here, there was actually not enough used cars because when money got tight and people weren't buying new cars, they were keeping their used cars longer, and the dealers were actually running out of used cars, especially uh, SUVs and crossovers.
that's kind of the case here that I'm noticing too. The couple of car dealerships that I follow on Facebook that are nearby, they only have like 10 or 12 cars on the lot at all times. So to me, it looks like they're going to a police auction or whatever and buying 15 cars,
And
fixing them, and
selling
then
them.
putting them up for sale. Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. I could be 100% wrong, but it's I'm probably following about 10, 15 dealerships down here, and they all seem to be the same way. So
Now, Vinny, you have many disparate interests from photography and NASCAR, and of course Cadillac. So, if you got one car for each, as one car as a sponsor for each of your websites, then what would the models be?
let's see. NASCAR would have to be a Chevy.
Monte Carlo. It'd have to be that NASCAR Monte Carlo.
Yeah, is that what they are?
You
Monte
remember
Carlo?
when they were making that one for a while? It had like it was a NASCAR. It was like Chevrolet made a copy of the NASCAR copy of the Monte Carlo,
Yeah,
but it didn't have a V8. It was it was a regular front wheel drive car. But
yeah,
okay,
V6.
anyway, so the NASCAR. What do you think? Let me be quiet and let you answer.
The NASCAR one would have to be probably an '86 Grand National. How about that?
Oh yeah. Did the Grand National race in NASCAR? I
Yeah,
mean, I know it's a
yeah,
terrific car, but okay.
yeah. They had them Grand Nationals for a while.
Let,
Uh,
let me
I may
stop
or may not.
stop arguing your choices.
I
So the
may
Grand
have not.
National for NASCAR.
Yeah.
What's the next website?
Photography. What would I use for that? I don't know.
So something that could carry all your gear,
How about a tank?
right?
This way, this way I can go up the peephole with my tripod and be extra taller than everybody else.
Oh,
Anything.
how about an antique convertible that you could also rent out for weddings?
That's an idea.
You could be a wedding photographer and show up with the getaway car.
Yeah. There you go.
Now,
I
what
don't
type
take
of
pictures of
photography do you do? Mostly cars?
mostly landscape, nature, cars, of course. You
So
know.
a Jeep then.
Yeah.
So if you're a nature photographer, it'd have to be a Jeep or a Grand Cherokee or, a nature kind of thing, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I would think maybe a Prius or a battery electric vehicle to show your green
Don't
side.
get me started. I, I will never own a Prius. I can guarantee you that.
Okay, so we've got your NASCAR, we've got of course Cadillac. So what car would be emblematic of Cadillac Country Club?
57 Eldorado Baritz convertible.
Big check, but good choice.
I seen one in Vegas at the Auto Collection, and the car was like totally stunning. And I
But
was
it
like,
wasn't $1,800, right?
there was no price tag. It wasn't for sale.
Yeah, if
Yeah,
you
one
have
of
to
those unlucky.
ask.
Yeah, you have to ask. And I wasn't about couldn't write a check for that anyway. So
Okay, so we got your outdoorsy car, we got your photography car, we got your Cadillac car. What's next?
you got me thinking about how many different websites I have.
Oh, I'm still thinking 2 dozen, but
Oh,
maybe I'm guessing.
somewhere around there. I have a website about radio frequency identification tags. Is there a call for that?
Ooh.
I don't think.
Now you can actually mix that with almost any car, but like a Subaru, a ham operator Subaru with like the 4 antennas on the back.
Does your car use RFID in the tires for tire pressure and stuff like that? Is
I
there any
don't.
hidden in your car?
I
I'm just
don't
thinking.
think I don't think of the tire pressure monitoring as RFID. It technically it may be, but I don't think of it as being an RFID unit. RFID to me is a small responder that you can put like on cargo, and then you can pulse the cargo, and it'll give you the manifest of what's in the box. Is that what RFID is to you?
Well, you also have to remember that the RFID is in your Easy Pass. So it could be on stuff like your catalytic converter when it came out of the warehouse and stuff like that that's still on your car.
Oh, there you go. But definitely on the toll tag, the toll tag would be a good example of RFID, right?
Yeah.
So I do have. So, but what would be the perfect car for that? Now, tell me what your interest in RFID is. Is it just telling people more about it, or is it
Yeah.
helping people use it, or
More about it. It's pretty much the site was made in like 2000. So it's got a lot of information about rift tags when they were first coming out. So it's not really as up to date as it should be, but there's so many implementations of it. It's everywhere.
so that would
You
probably
know,
still be like a support van, right? So if people are going to call you, you could come show them RFID tags and get them set up. And so some sort, like a electrician's van.
there you go.
Okay,
There you go.
what's the next vehicle for Fleet Vinny?
Coffee. What are we gonna have for my coffee website?
Now, do you want a custom cup, like
I don't
a
know.
parade float
I'm thinking
approach?
something like the Oscar Mayer, right, with the big hot dog.
So your site is all about coffees and types of coffees and that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So what car would say Columbia? A
That's funny.
Cordoba.
A
A
Cordoba.
Cordoba.
There you
You got
go.
to find a Cordoba and then get a skin done
Yeah.
for it, right?
There
Yeah,
you
get it
go.
wrapped with the logo for your car company, for your coffee website. Now what's the coffee website? www dot what?
Net.
Coffeetips.net. How'd you pick .net? Because it's information.
Yeah, I don't remember. It's been so long. I got the site probably since 2000. I think
Coffeetips.net.
it's
If you want more information about coffee, go see Vinny and his Cordoba at coffeetips.net.
now you know I got to go find a Cordova and take a picture of it, right? Preferably brown. I think that's about all I
Those
can
are the
talk
big
about with
ones.
the.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
don't
other one's
tell us
like
any
coupon site.
secret sites or sites that nobody knows it's Vinny. Like,
Right, BruceIsGreat.com.
yeah, well, if you're the source behind, never Trump or Hillary.com, then
Uh, I'm
don't
surprised.
admit it.
I'm surprised I don't have 5 or 6 of them selling T-shirts. I'd be making a fortune.
I was thinking about that today because I had done a graphic. I've gotten lately where I've been wanting Cadillac to do more advertising that's about success or about working hard, right? And so, in other words, you work hard and you make the money, and that allows you to have the Cadillac and not like stretch for it. I spent all my money on the Cadillac, but like the Cadillac's part of the journey, right? But it's still about the hustle, the staying focused, the living within your means, and helping other people. Kind of like you were saying one of the nights we were chatting, and we were talking about the flashlights, the solar powered flashlights, and I said, well, Vinny, wait until you get an advertising deal with them. Don't give their website. wait until you're passing it through. And you said, no, let's help them directly because you never know. Cast your bread upon the water, as I like to say.
Exactly, exactly.
And I think that's a lot of what social media is about, right? Is just figure out how to help people and then sort it out.
It'll come back to you.
Yeah,
They'll always help. They'll be there to help you.
I did. That's an interesting car topic. Is I got a note from Philippe at RevD app. You may not know about RevD app. What this is it's a app. When they first sent it to me, because they had sent me a DM on Twitter months ago, and said, "Hey Bruce, would you go look at RevD app?" And it's a phone app. Basically, it's kind of like an app set up to tell stories about cars. So the idea is that you would load pictures. What I did is I loaded pictures of my car when I'd gone on a road trip, and wrote what the road trip was about and what my experience, how good a miles per gallon the car got and so on. So, so the intent though is that you don't just post a picture of your car, right? You tell a whole story about what's going on with your car and so on. So I'd done that and I sent them comments about the app and so on, and didn't think too much else about it, right? But he sent me a note, and we connected on LinkedIn. And what they're really focusing this app on is businesses, not on you and me. That what they
Correct.
have in mind is, let's say you got Factory 5 is going to make you a new Cobra, right? So what they would do is they would keep a build journal of your Cobra on this app. And so they would tell the story about the building of your car, and then you'd be able to log in every day and keep up with how's it coming. And so the way the business stand would be, the business would pay for the app, the application usage, and then they would figure it into your bill when they send you the bill for the Cobra.
Nice.
But that way, that seemed great. I mean, I said, gosh, I wish Cadillac was doing that, because I would love to get baby pictures of my ATS-V, right?
Right. Sure.
Here was
Totally.
your raw chassis when they first put it on the line.
Here you go. Live streaming on the assembly line. That's what they should be doing.
Yeah, and the problem is we don't know which who's going to buy this car. But if you did it with this app, what you could do is you just send the VIN to the app, right? And then when it turns out that's a VIN I buy, I identify myself to the app as the eventual buyer, and I get the whole baby story of the car.
Maybe something in combined with like your Easy Pass in your car, using RFID, you'd be able to RFID the car around the assembly line as it's being built. Different stages. Every time your car
Well,
goes to stage number,
yeah, if you
get an
pre-order a car, you know, if this is really a custom car manufacturer, so like if you're dealing with Morgan or you're dealing with Factory 5, you're dealing with one of the small manufacturers, and you've already paid for the car, they know that, you know, they know that VIN number 15 is going to be Vinny, right? Then yeah, they could shoot that and say, hey, Vinny, look, we're making your car. But I'm thinking like Cadillac, where they're going to make 500,000 cars this year. They didn't know that. They didn't know when they made my ATSV that I was going to buy it.
right.
They made it. They shipped it to, you know, Crest ordered it based on what they thought people would like. I came over and saw it and worked out this deal and bought the car. And so, but what I'm saying is they could have gone ahead and captured the story. And then now that, and you're right, they could put 360-degree cameras on the line now, so that not just can you watch the car move along the line, but you could stand there and turn back and forth and up and down and see the backside of the, you know, the way the new cameras are. It's very imaginative.
Yeah, I could definitely see them doing something like that. Would be smart. And like you said, you get the story after you get the car.
Yeah, and just do every one of them. So in other words,
Right.
we'd capture 500,000 stories, and whoever the car goes to, they look up the story by their VIN. And now I've got, you know, I would love that. Here's my chassis when it first got on the line. Here's the engine when it was getting lowered in. Yeah, here, you know,
You'd,
oh, look, there's that, you know, da da da. So
you'd have a phone and you'd be sharing it on Facebook. Show
yeah,
your baby.
yeah, exactly. It would be just like getting, you know, scan when you're having a baby, right? I would be enjoying every step of the build process.
It would be all free advertisements for Cadillac.
Yes, please.
Well, not free, the infrastructure for it, but
Yeah, but this is a
damn
big
close to.
thing is manufacturers don't understand how much content they have to push, and how much more special would it make me feel as an owner, right? These cars
Yep.
are so premium. Every step of their manufacture is captured and cataloged and provided to the owner.
I think Cadillac's definitely missing the point with that. They should be definitely doing that.
Yep. And I know who you can contact Cadillac if you want to do that. It's Philippe at RevD app. He has a package for you, and he would help you with all 500,000 cars. Now, so I do think somebody like Factory 5, where they know, you know, Vinny has ordered this new Cobra, and we're going to be building up this Cobra over the next month or whatever it takes to build it. You know, Factory 5 does prefab kit cars, right? Are you familiar with them?
No, not at all.
Okay, they have like 5 different prefab kit cars. You can get a Cobra, you can get a hot rod, you can get a kit that builds up on one of the current Japanese cars, but turns it into like a track star. But the idea there is they also sell rolling chassis, so that you can order the kit car already pre-assembled, or you can come take a workshop and learn how to assemble your car, right? And then order the car and then put it together in your garage. But they do several different kits. And so the ones that they're doing for people, this seems like a giveaway that, you know, you would do a whole build log. And that's the idea that RevD app had is, let's say you sent your car over to Lagenfelter, that Lagenfelter would keep a detailed log in the app, so that every day you could log in and say, you know, here we are putting your new brakes on, and you know, here's the brakes coming out of the box, and here's the brakes on the first on the car, and now we're adjusting da da da, so that you can see
Yeah,
where.
smaller builds, definitely. You know,
Well, it'd have to be something where it takes a minute before it's worth their time. If it takes all afternoon, then you don't want a video of it. Or maybe you do. But I think that's an interesting idea. And as I say, I wish that Cadillac was doing that, so that I could have, and to your point, 360 video of the car going down the track. We talked a little bit about the $250,000 Escalade, which might compete with the Bentley Bentley Bentayga. So I apologize if my UK English is not good enough to say that name. But I don't know. I didn't have any more thoughts about what would make a $250,000 Escalade worth $250,000.
Maybe a few houses.
It comes with a garage.
With a garage.
Yeah, it comes with a Corvette.
Talking four for $1 million.
There you go. Buy 4 of them and sell 3 and you'd be rich. That's the way several of my business opportunities work out.
I haven't looked at any of the specs or anything on it yet, so that'll be interesting.
Well, there are no specs. There's just rumors. And so nobody knows anything about a $250,000 Escalade other than Cadillac's threatening to come out with one.
Maybe that's the new presidential limousine.
Well, that's going to cost a lot more than $250,000.
Yeah.
Those are custom. They're not really, they're not really limousines. They're really Escalade chassis built to look like DeVille's. And then it's, heavy body plating and too much power.
Right.
We still haven't seen, I haven't seen the CT6 hybrid in person. I'm interested to see that. It's supposed to have good power and move right along, but those are only going to be made in China, which means that they may be more rare over here.
I wonder if they have one in a new coffee house, Cadillac house.
Yeah, that'd be the right place. Next time you're in New York, stop by there. Now, here's the challenge I have for you, Vinny. I'm guessing a ton of stuff in the coffee house in New York says Cadillac on it.
I would imagine it would.
And so your mission, your mission is to go find us those Cadillac coffee cups and saucers and accessories.
Going back to New York in a couple of weeks, maybe we'll do a live broadcast from there.
There you go. But yeah, they've got to have some more Cadillac paraphernalia, and so figure that out. I'll go look at their website too to see if they have a store hooked up there. Now, Cadillac itself has an accessory store where you can buy, sweaters and hats and golf fuzzies and things.
They used to at the auto show in New York, but I didn't see any cabinets for it this time around. They weren't pushing it.
Yeah, I have to think that Cadillac House, all the coffee cups say Cadillac, right?
I would imagine so. We'll see if if I don't broadcast from there live. I'm gonna borrow.
Yeah, so you need to investigate what type of Cadillac accessories are available from Cadillac House.
Yeah,
because I'm not a big coffee drinker, but
they'll have me on sale. They know my face now, so I got to worry about them. If I'm stealing the
they know you so well that you would be under surveillance. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe.
Now, you had stopped. I dug out your podcast from 2 years ago, and you did 2 of them and stopped. So
yeah, that was like when the hurricane hit. I was just starting them. So after my priorities kind of came in order. And Cadillac.
You've been busy since then, huh?
Yeah, a little bit busy. So that's probably the main part for it. Plus, I was starting to line up guests and stuff like that, and it was getting to be a little bit of a hassle. But I could see it coming back someday.
Okay. So I'm starting to branch these where we're publishing them as audio podcast and as the video chats. Okay. And so have a look at that, and you can pick it up off the website, but especially the ones you're on. Especially the ones you're on, you might want to co-advertise on your website so that people can hear straight from Vinny. I know we've enjoyed sharing the video chats, and there are people who need the audio. I listen to audio in the Cadillac all the time now. Go back to re-listen to. I've got all the shows from this year and from December of last year. I've got to keep working. I've been traveling a lot lately, but I got to keep working back through last year and so on. This is the 4th year we've done these chats.
Really?
Yeah. Well, this is season 4. So this is season 4, episode 21, I think, for this year. And so these are syndicated
and be on a cable news network soon.
Yeah, any day now. Any day now, they're going to be calling. As soon as the cable news gets to where no one's watching, they're going to call me. If you need expert testimony on Cadillac, I'm your guy because I know Vinny's number, and so contact me. Yeah, so what we do is I got a. I hate it when people do that. Adam, bless your heart. He had Adam Cooper. What happens on CaddyInfo is because of the spammers, your very first post has to be approved. Is moderated. So this fellow, his very first post, he put test. But the reason we have to do that is so spammers can't just come through and put 40 links to come by my radio, right?
Yeah, I have that same problem on my forum.
Yeah, and so
annually approve them, but I do it like once a week. So by the time I get around to it, people forgot why they joined.
Yeah, so Adam Coover, if you're out there, welcome to CaddyInfo, and thank you for joining us. He has a 2004 DeVille, a 15 Escalade, and a 16 Escalade.
Nice.
So heck of a Cadillac guy. And welcome to the site, and we are glad to have you on. And now I have approved your first post, and so you can post freely on CaddyInfo now that your first post. That's the way that works. Is your very first post has to be reviewed and approved by a moderator, and then after that you can post freely. Now the only hitch there is if you're still on the site when it gets approved, sometimes you need to refresh the site before you can post because it doesn't know, if you see what I mean. You got to reload the site or close it and reopen it.
I got to figure out how you do that because that sounds like a better system than what I'm doing.
What you're approving every post every time?
No, I have to approve the member before they can post.
Oh, the member before they can post. Yeah. The software has this set up where the very first post, you can approve it, or you can set them to, I want to approve every post if you're not sure. Because occasionally people are obviously spammers, and occasionally they're obviously trying to trick me. And so I like to go ahead and let them through, assume noble intent, and then throw them out as the dirty spammer they are later, if that turns out to be the case. But this young man, actually, the way the spammers fail CaddyInfo, when you log in your profile, we ask you, well, what model of Cadillac do you drive and what engine do you have? And the reason we ask that is if you post a question, my blinker fluid's empty, then people don't know how to help you unless they know what model of Cadillac you're driving and what engine it has. So nice. It's valuable information. But when the spammers come to register, they don't know how to fill that in.
Right.
So when we ask them what model of Cadillac do you have, frequently they put their username again.
And then you just know.
And then that's a giveaway.
For me, once a week, and I look at the email addresses, and they're like 72 letters at Hotmail in Russian. So I know right away, but it's still hard because some people have crazy email addresses.
Absolutely. And so, yeah, at least if they're posting the first message, you can see what they intend to post. Or like this guy with Adam, where I can see he's got 3 Cadillacs and he's spelled them correctly and they're well formed and his ID is well formed. But yeah, the other thing people will do is log in and register just to fill in their profile. In other words, they want to just fill in their current status in their profile and then put a link in the status.
Right.
So I also have to kind of watch for that and go through each of the users and see why are they here. We love we love to talk about Cadillacs. We love to have any Cadillac owners or people who are considering Cadillacs or people who want to talk about Cadillacs, don't own one but want to talk about them. We love all those people. But if you want to sell stuff on CaddyInfo, then come talk to me because there's a fee for that. So, and unless you're selling your car, if you're just selling your car, then that's free, and you're welcome to post your car for sale on CaddyInfo. Vinny, what topic do you bring us?
I
It's
don't really
open
have.
mic.
I really don't have one this week, to be honest. I'm going to be doing some major work on the site. When I built the site, I built it in an old software, and the main part of the site is built in still Microsoft front page, which is obsolete.
Yes.
And I have the blog section, which is also the newsletter, gets sent out. It's on WordPress. So I got to take the front part of the site and take it out of front page and make it into WordPress. So at some point, the site's going to go down for a little while. I'm probably going to remake the site on a different domain name and then just transfer it back in.
Well, that'll be
So
good. So
I'm looking at a lot of work, but functionality wise, and just me updating the site is really, really hard.
but it only take you a minute to flip it over, so that's good. And WordPress has a really good mobile support, right? In their app where you can do stuff on your iPad and whatever.
That's part of it too. The site looks horrible on a mobile device.
Yeah, so this will fix it.
Yeah,
I'm not agreeing
tagged
that it
by
looks
Google.
horrible. I'm agreeing this will fix it.
Yeah, well, it looks horrible. So, but
yeah,
it's
now if it's going to look different, one of the things the guys had me do was do a video explaining, because the forum software changed at CaddyInfo, and they had me do a video explaining how to use the new forum software.
I watched the video. It was pretty good. I was saying I need to do the same exact thing. But,
yeah, that's what I'm thinking is if yours is causes your users to be uncomfortable. I remember back when we first started CaddyInfo, you were using a BScene message board, and the BScene message board had one topic. You had one forum. It was straight down the page. So if you wanted to read the next message, it was the one at the bottom. It was the one at the top. And then the next one was the next one down. It was one stream down the page, right? And it was a free forum because BScene would put up ads on the site and so on. But yeah, when we changed, and people like that, and when we changed from that to a more modern forum with sub forums and post here if you want to talk about this and post there if you want to talk about that, I got tons of complaints. That's the way it needed to be. That's the way the site needed to go, because that is better software. But yeah, the guys that were used to the down the page stuff, they hated the complication of a modern forum.
You don't have the problem that I have with my readers. My readers are mostly classic guys, and if I post anything after 2000, I get like death.
Get out of here!
Who wants this? This isn't really a Cadillac. It's made after 2000. I get all of that, and I'm shocked that I get newsletter unsubscribes and all of that stuff. So really
your market.
Yeah, I'm really in for a rude awakening when I change the site up. I'm sure I'm going to be getting some emails.
Well,
maybe I'll take my email off the site and put yours on there for a while.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, put compliance@caddyinfo.com.
Which will confuse them even.
After that fills up, then you won't get any more. Yeah, I finally got my eBay. My eBay stream had stopped 2 years ago, and I didn't realize it. They had, the eBay had changed something, because people like to just look at, it makes an easy way if we feed it through the forum for people to see eBay Cadillac ads, and they don't get a ton of readers, but they get readers. Then it had stopped, and I didn't realize it. And so I was juggling the forum for some other stuff, and I happened to flip through that sub forum, and it's like, yeah, there hasn't been a post here for 2 years.
You have it through the program?
What?
Through their affiliate program, you have it running?
Well, I run all the affiliate stuff through VigLink.
We'll be having a conversation about that.
Oh, you don't want, you're pro or con?
Con. Very much
con.
So.
Okay. Well, there you go. Yeah. Well, it's
easy.
Yeah, it's easy.
It's in the software built in, so.
That and with the new forum software, it's absolutely built in. You just put your key in, and it automatically handles the whole VigLink handshake, which is nice. You know, not that it's always that hard to do it the other way, but it is nice. But yeah, they send me a little check now and then, which helps. And to me, it's in addition. You know,
Yeah.
it's in addition. And what that does for those of you playing at home is so if you put a post to a specific commercial site that just happens to be part of your conversation at CaddyInfo, then it monetizes that so that VigLink has all the affiliate relationships with the different sites, and so they get paid, you know, $1 because you clicked on the site, and then they send me, you know, some portion of that. So that's what that's about. And what Vinny's fussing at me about is, why am I sending them any of it? Why don't I just set up the affiliate relationship and mark it done?
Do it yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, do it yourself.
That's the way I have it set up. Anytime a new Cadillac lists, it automatically goes to the forum with an affiliate link. I probably sell 2 or 3 Cadillacs a month.
Wow.
On there.
So I think that's enough to be a professional dealer.
See,
you can get your dealer's license. Do you have an establishment?
I might be selling more cars than the guys who are going to the auto auctions and listing the 12 cars.
Yeah, exactly.
But you could dig in and see what sells too, so which is kind of cool. Like if all of a sudden windshield wipers started to sell, you know, you make a forum about how to buy the best windshield wiper, and then
yeah, there you go. That'll be your website 21.
There you go.
But yeah, every time the forum changes, I like the new CaddyInfo forum a lot. But every time the forum software changes, somebody's unhappy, and that's normal and natural. You know, it's getting used to change and dealing with things. And but it's, as I was explaining to one of our readers, it's kind of like Windows 3.1 to Windows 7, you know, to Windows 10. You can't not change. You know, their question was, can we go back to the previous, let's go back to the previous iteration. You can't not change because of the security built in. Exactly. In other words, they have made these changes to the forum software to keep people from breaking into the forum. And for those of you who have been long-term CaddyInfo readers, we have had an occasional spam breakout on the forum that we had then had to go get tech support to clean up and so on. And so the reason we have all these protections is because of that. That if we don't have the protections, then it gets out of control.
Plus, they add some good stuff, like you could put bigger photos and stuff like that. You know, stuff that's made better through the forum software.
Oh yeah, the photo handling is just wonderful. You just put the link in, and you don't have to put photo tags around it. You know, image tags. You don't have to use the gadget. You just drag the image to your post, and there you go. So yeah, there's a lot of improved utility to the forum. There's some of the things I still haven't thought through, like the separate gallery. You know, I can put images in my posts, so why do I want a separate gallery?
Yeah, I never figured that out either.
And so, and then I thought, well, maybe if I put the post in the gallery, then I can link the images to individual posts, but that's, you know, playing two hands around the middle. And so yeah, I don't know. But then I'm going to run into somebody that wants to do a beautiful photo album of their cars, and I will understand.
Right.
When we first started out, that's exactly what would happen, is people would send me digital images or even mail me pictures of their Cadillac. I would scan them in and build web pages with their pictures on them. And so I get the lure of having your Cadillac on the site, and so the gallery is there for you. Go and use the gallery. But yeah, the other thing is the forums were really had a low limit for how much data they wanted you to store on the forum. And so before I've been if people said, hey, I want to post a picture, then I always say, go to Photo Bucket, put your picture on Photo Bucket and link it back here, because let them carry the picture. But I'm gonna open the tap quite a bit, and we'll see if we can use up the space that I'm paying for.
We did that with ours, and we were doing the same thing as you, Photo Bucket and all of that. And we realized that the forum software was making backups every day and storing them on the server. And we deleted like 10 gigs worth of backups. It wasn't getting rid of the old backups. So you might want to look into that. I bet you have a few backups that you don't need.
Okay, so Adam says he's actually made 2 posts. One post is DeVille's driving him nuts. Okay, so here's the DeVille post. So here's the problem for you. Here's your homework, Vinny. Adam's got a 2004 DeVille. He bought it from an estate. It has 90,000 miles on it. It's absolutely brand new to look at. It has a mildly rough idle, mildly rough start out from a stop. It goes down the highway like a dream if driven at a mild rate. However, if you get on the engine light will illuminate and flash, and the car feels as if it's dropping and picking up on 2 of the 8 cylinders. When you calm down your lead foot, the engine light will shortly turn to solid and not flash. I scanned the car multiple times, and 3 times I got a P0410, and I always get multiple P0300 codes, which is a misfire, I think. I began by trying to find vacuum leaks and found 0. I don't know why he's looking for vacuum leaks. Using propane, then started using starting fluid just to be sure. Then used starting fluid just to be sure absolutely nothing. I, for some reason, pushed on one of the injectors and gas sprayed out the rail side of it. That one and one other would do that, so I removed them and put new O-rings. I, for some reason, pushed on one of the injectors and gas sprayed out the rail side.
I don't know. To me, at first, it sounded like he's got 2 problems at the same time.
For gas to spray out the back of the injector, you'd have to have fuel pressure on the system. The fuel pump would have to be running, the injector would have to be not running, and the injector would have to be leaking, right?
Yeah.
That's not just an O-ring problem.
Yeah.
Maybe the car was running when he pushed on the fuel injector.
Maybe something going wrong in the fuel pump.
Because he was spraying propane trying to see where he had an air leak. So maybe the car was running and he pushed on one of the injectors and fuel came out the back side of the injector, so he replaced the O-rings. And now they don't leak when pressed anymore. So he solved that. This solved nothing. So he went to our friends and used his solace, and it showed many misfires on 1357 and none on 2468. Now that would suggest a coil pack on one side, because it has 2 coil packs. Each coil pack feeds one side of the engine. I proceeded to purchase new spark plugs and change the front plugs. I moved to the rear and came across a valve in my way, which I removed. I was under the assumption it was an EGR valve. The side outlet was full of oxidation like dust. I replaced the RER plugs and went to the store to pick up a new EGR valve, and which point I learned that what I had was not the EGR valve. So I ordered the secondary air valve. So he thought it was an EGR valve, but it wasn't. It was an air valve. So I ordered the secondary air valve that I removed, and it'll be here tomorrow. I applied power to the old one, but got nothing. I took it apart, tried to move the valve, absolutely not happening. The interior of the valve looked like it may have sat in the ocean for some time. So
yeah, he's got a lot going on there.
So that's what so maybe if it looks like it sat in the ocean for some time, this may have been a flood car. So that's what I've done. My questions are, what would that valve cause one side of my engine to miss? Would that valve cause one side of my engine to misfire? One side of the engine misfiring, one side of the engine, here's my guess, and then I'll put your guess. One side of the engine misfiring, I would suspect the coil pack. Probably swapping the coil packs. I think you can swap the coil packs, don't you?
Yeah. What gets me is he says it looks like it was in the ocean. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, but he's talking about the air valve. So if it had, I'm not sure what they normally look like, and what he means they look like it was in the ocean. Yeah, if it's green, if he means it's green and corroded. Okay, so let me finish this question. We're still not through with the question. Please help. I tried to make this as short as I could, but still be informative. Also heard there's a recall for that air pump in the car. Is that true? If so, with the car being so old, would they honor it? If you don't believe the air system is causing my issue, please tell me how to test it so I am sure it works. I truly appreciate all your time. Thanks in advance, Andrew. Okay, so now I put my guess was one side of the engine misfiring. I would suspect the coil pack. Try swapping the coil packs and see if the mist moves with the pack. Now, you were going to say your guess.
I'm thinking, because he said it was a color, I'm thinking that there might be antifreeze mixed in there somewhere and just laying for a while.
Air valve have had antifreeze in it? Now, if it did have antifreeze in it, what would that mean?
It would show the corrosion, is what I'm thinking, that he's looking at.
So you're saying if the air valve has antifreeze in it, though, you're thinking the head gasket's blown, or how would the air valve have antifreeze in it?
Well, did he say the air valve or the valve itself?
No, the air valve.
Air valve, yeah.
He thought he was taking off the EGR valve, but he saw it. He was changing the spark plugs, and he saw a valve that appeared to be cooked up. Let me read this part. I proceeded to purchase new spark plugs and change the front plugs. Oh, Dr. Fierro has replied also. Oh, Dr. Fierro said I would start the free route by swapping your front and rear coil packs and see if the misfires turn to 2, 4, 6, and 8. I like your answer, Dr. Fierro, because that's the same one I had. Thank goodness we got our answer in before Dr. Fierro. Okay, absolutely none on 2, 4, 6, 8. I proceeded to purchase new plugs. Now here's the part where the valve comes up. I moved to the rear and I came across a valve. I think he means a sensor in my way, so I removed it. I was under the assumption it was an EGR valve, but the side outlet of the valve was full of oxidation like dust. I replaced the rear plugs and went to the store to pick up the replacement for the valve. And at the store, he learned it wasn't an EGR valve. It was a secondary air valve.
Secondary air control valve.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what goes through the secondary air control valve?
I'm searching just like you.
The secondary if the secondary air control valve can have EGR going through it, then never mind. It may look, cooked up and corroded. And there's a video on the principle of the secondary air system on YouTube.
You should send him that link. Maybe you'll find out from there. I don't know.
Pumped air injection uses a vane pump called an air pump or smog pump. The pump's air intake is filtered by a rotating screen. Air is delivered under light pressure to the injection points. So the air injection just pumps in extra air? I remember this was a type of emissions control, but I don't remember how it helps with emissions. Oh, I think that that was okay, wait, here's the EGR and secondary air system. It's like the knowyourparts.com. So shout out to knowyourparts.com.
What was the error code? Did he mention?
04110 and P0300. P0410 and P0300. The 0300, I think, is a misfire.
Yeah, the 410 has something to do with the body, throttle body.
The 410 is a secondary air injection system malfunction. So yeah, a secondary air injection is causing a problem.
Yeah. So, well, he's got to wait for his new part and see what happens. It might be old. Fixed once he has the new valve back in.
Oh, well, that's tricky. obd-codes.com. That's I went and highlighted the explanation and went to paste it in, and it pasted in the link to the page where the explanation is. That's good thinking. Yeah, it refers to an emission system. The air pump pumps air to the exhaust to lower the emissions. It takes in outside air and pumps it through two one-way check valves into each bank of the exhaust. About 90% of the time this code is set, the one-way check valves have worn out or failed and allow water, which occurs naturally in the exhaust, back into the pump. That's why it's corroded. In any
That's why it's
cold climate, especially in climates with higher humidity, the water may be excessive. So what's happened is the valve went bad. It's not allowing air through, and that's causing the PO 400. But I bet the coil pack is causing the O 300.
especially if the car was sitting for a while too. The corrosion.
Yeah, you need new air. What air something valve? Air pump valve, or in the vent solenoid, or frozen or corroded in the vent solenoid. And you need that. You probably need to fix that air valve to solve the PO 410, and look at the coil pack on the PO 300. That's my guess for the night. Uh-oh, it made all my text a link. Cut that out. The link on the link on the 0400 0410 was so aggressive it made the rest of the post a link too. Let's see if I can get it to stop doing that, and then repost it. It's really bad if you're running a forum for almost 20 years and you post ugly posts. That's, that's not what people are expecting. They're expecting that you're getting a little. So you're not doing it 1 year at a time over and over again. You're doing it. You're getting the hang of it. Well, that was fun. We ought to do. Let's. We ought to plan to do one problem post from Cadillac Country Club and one problem post from CaddyInfo each time we log in, and then that will people will get their problem solved live. Like one of the mechanics on YouTube does that, where he just logs into YouTube and people can turn in questions live. While he's there.
Probably making a fortune with the ads.
Oh yeah. Well, I was a little. Well, the YouTube iterations, right? Yeah, but I was a little disappointed by that though, because I was watching one of those. How much do the big YouTubers make? And they're not making all that much money.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to get 40 million views before it really gets into a ton of money. Don't give up your day job. No, it's all accretive though, right? Too. So if you're trying to live off YouTube, that's one thing. If you're using YouTube as another outlet for your news channel and that gives you, another source of funding, then great. I think the only problem is when you're trying to do one thing and just make money at that. So
yeah.
Now, are you Instagramming also 20 times?
No, Instagram for me is kind of like blah.
Okay. Because the other day you had said everybody on Instagram is trained to go get your URL at the top, so don't worry about the links. And so that made me think.
With me, 90% of my pictures I take are with my real camera and not with my phone. So by the time you can't post to Instagram from your computer. Well, you can, but you got to jump through like 17 hoops. So I'm always like 9. So
I have a gadget you need.
Yeah.
I have a gadget you need. Now your phone saves off to an SD card?
I have no idea. iPhone, the latest iPhone.
Benny. No, your camera saves off to an SD card.
I don't know. For me, it all goes to the cloud.
How does your camera get to the cloud?
You got me. I'm sure it has an SD card in here.
Well, if it goes to the cloud, just load iCloud on your phone and then load it to your Instagram.
My pictures aren't on my. I got you from the card to the camera, right?
Oh, what I was going to show you is this gadget.
Right.
So what this is it has an SD card reader and it has a lightning plug. So I take my SD card out of my phone, plug it into this gadget, and then plug it into my iPad, and I can pull pictures off my. I pull the SD card out of my camera, my actual digital camera, stick it in this, stick it in my iPad, and I can pull the pictures onto my iPad and post them to the internet.
Okay, I got you.
Or if there's a computer nearby, or if there's, but yeah, if you're sitting with the cloud, pull them off the cloud onto your iPad and post them to Instagram.
Well, that used to be the thing. You used to be able to post from Dropbox right onto Instagram, and it seems to me that they took that option away.
Yeah.
So
Instagram isn't my favorite. Twitter is by far my favorite just because it's, I also like Pinterest this way because it allows deep links, right? You can put links right to the content, which is what I want. Is if you want to hear more about this cool diagram of somebody fixing their car, then I want you to be able to go right to that link. One of the other things I love about the new board software is Adam had already posted a reply. And so the board put up a little thing at the bottom that said, hey, Adam's posted a reply. Do you want to read it? Which, yes, I did. Adam said, thank you very much. Thanks, guys, for the comment. Thanks, guys, for the suggestion. I would assume the packs would fail in that fashion, but I gladly will heed your advice. He wouldn't assume the packs would fail in that fashion, but gladly heed your advice. However, while I'm screwing with it, I would really like to know how to test this secondary air pump. Please continue the advice. Thanks a lot, guys.
yeah, tell them to keep you updated.
Well, no, he's waiting for us to tell him how to test the secondary air pump. So that's your homework, Vinny.
Because I don't have enough to do.
Because you don't have enough to do. That's why. Yeah, we're supposed to be over a media chat or Virtua. What's the viral chat? We're supposed to be on viral chat on Twitter right now. Viral chat runs from 8 to 9, and then media chats from 9 to 10. Do you do any of the Twitter chats, Vinny?
No, I can't. I couldn't be bothered to tell you the truth because following hashtags for an hour, it just doesn't appeal to me. It's I don't know. I can't follow along easy.
You're busy making content. You can't be bothered with that.
I'd rather be out doing something else.
You'd rather be at the car show. Well, thank you very much for being on tonight. Should have the podcast up later in the evening or first thing in the morning so that you can see that one with Vinny. What I try and do on every one of them is, of course, it's set up like a regular podcast where people can just pick up the feed. But I try and on every one of them in the text, I'll put, you know, this one was Air Mike and Bruce, or this one was Vinny and Air Mike and Bruce, or this one was da da da. So you can tell your readers that way they can highlight which ones had Vinny and Vinny's wise words in them.
Don't listen to the other one.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I'm still behind on catching up on 2015 and so on, but we're soldiering on. Vinny, any other ideas you wanted to share with the audience tonight?
Not really. A couple of weeks, I'll have some pictures from the Cadillac house. So
yeah. And yeah, find out the scoop on, you know, how much are coffee cups and do they ship? And did they say Cadillac on them? Pardon?
I'll set up a pop-up shop outside and sell them.
Well, you got to do a Periscope shop and then a link back to a shopping thing on your site, right? So if I get an order while I'm at the store, then you get a discount. If you send me the order later, you get nothing.
I haven't been doing Periscopes lately, and I guess maybe because I'm stuck inside in the 1,000-degree heat, you know.
Well, you had said you'd moved on from Periscope to Facebook Live because you got your Facebook crowd, and I totally get that. And so, but yeah, you've got to. So your focus market though is before 2000. You said.
Even before that, 1990, somewhere around there.
Wow.
But it's a sweet spot, 1950 to 1990.
Not before that and not after that.
If I go outside those ranges.
Yeah. Yeah, that was why I first started CaddyInfo. Is there were Cadillac sites. There was one in Belgium that was really popular, but it was always about the antique cars. There wasn't data about the new cars, and I wanted to talk about the new cars because I was driving the new cars. Vinny, thank you for being on. Anybody, if you want to be on and talk about Cadillacs, the way you do that is contact me and let me know that you do. or follow the forum and click on the jump in link, and suddenly you'll pop into the conversation. And if we like that, you'll stay. And if we don't, then we'll pull the lever. But but let me know that you want to be on, and if you need technical help, I can give you technical help. What happens is we capture these as video casts, and it goes to my website. Sometimes it goes out to one or more Vinny sites. Because it saves it on YouTube, then we post it to the site, and in my case in the forum. And then we also peel the audio off and save it as a podcast, so that if you're traveling on a plane or you're in your car, and I listen to the podcast frequently in the car, where I'll queue it up and then it plays over Bluetooth in the ATSV. Thanks for being on, Vinny. Hold on just a moment. As I say, for those of you playing at home, if you want to be on, also, if you have Cadillac products for sale, we would love to talk to you and hear about your Cadillac related product. Vinny might be ready to set up an affiliate link for one or more of his Cadillac sites. And so come on and tell us more about your business and what you're doing. And maybe we can get you some more buyers. Stand by, Vinny.